Hey everyone, welcome to the progress report update episode of the Cherrywood flip here in Anaheim that Robert and I are working on.
Yeah, we're here to show you guys what we've done in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but we also want to talk to you all a little bit about the finishes we plan to use and what the final product's going to look like. Let's go inside and check it out.
Okay.
Hey, we can actually walk inside and breathe.
Yeah, I know, it's wonderful. I mean, just walking in today in comparison to when we first acquired the property, opened the door, I mean, the difference is astounding just by looking around today.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we couldn't get tons of B-roll and photos before because it was just completely full. So to give everyone a perspective of what we were dealing with, the previous owner he was a hoarder, and the property was full of personal property, and we could barely walk around. On top of that, there was cats running around. It was a pretty hectic situation. We basically bought this property borderline sight unseen. And this is probably the second or third time we're actually able to walk through it and kind of talk about it. So let's show them around. What's been done in here so far? So we're standing in the living room.
Yeah, in the living room. I mean, everything, just to put it in perspective, was taken down to the studs. Drywall ripped out, everything, down to the studs.
Insulation removed.
Insulation
Subflooring gone.
Subflooring gone, yes. I mean, and they've sprayed, they've taken plenty of remedies and measures on the studs and the insulation, new insulation, drywall's been done in here. They've actually sealed the subflooring concrete as well and fixed that up. So, I mean, already just the behind the scenes stuff that you won't see from the finished product is where we're at right now. And that's a lot of stuff already.
I mean, when we go to list this property on the market, we're gonna have a list of all the things that we've done. And like you said, there are so many things that we've done, so much money we've invested that the average buyer won't even see.
Right.
We've got new holes cut out here for more recessed lighting, because back in the early 2000s, builders didn't do that. We're gonna be replacing all the windows, brand new dual pane windows. I mean, it's basically down to the studs, full remodel.
Yeah. And as you can see, this downstairs, I mean, some of it's already been closed up, hasn't been finished or painted or anything yet. In here, still a little bit of a construction site, a little bit of a war zone still, but you can kind of get the gist of it here. So this is gonna be your living space over here.
Yep.
This is
gonna be that like family room space. And then this kitchen is going to be completely redone, and we're excited to talk about some of the finishes that we've picked for this property, because we've seen a trend change in the last couple of years. You know, if you look back 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, everybody was doing white and gray. And that was the thing, and everybody was drooling over it. And in the last year or two, we've seen the shift to warmer tones. So what were some of the tones that we picked for this project?
So we're definitely warming it up with the tones, like more of a natural oak wood look for cabinets, flooring as well, LVP, which is luxury vinyl plank. That's gonna be a warmer tone, kind of an oak feel to it as well. So again, it's not like your typical grays and your cold, you know, gray and whites. It's gonna be a lot warmer feeling. I know you're excited about the countertop too.
Yep, Calcutta gold. So it's kind of like the Carrera is what most people are used to seeing. So the Calcutta gold is basically a Carrera with gold veins throughout. So it basically will tie in the oak and the light beige flooring with the countertops to create that warm tone. And then we're still undecided on the fixtures and some of the accents. We've entertained the idea of doing like a black backsplash, and maybe some black fixtures, maybe bronze or brushed rose gold. We're still toying with these different ideas, but ultimately it's gonna be a warm, inviting vibe, which is what most buyers are looking for. We want somebody to walk in and go, I'm done, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we're definitely keeping it on trend for what right now we're seeing, and any home that's remodeled these days in 2024 that's got those finishes and tones that are gonna make somebody say, wow, and this is exactly what I want, and this is on trend. So yeah, I think it's gonna look amazing. In the knobs and pulls and the finishes, like you said, we're still up in the air. The dark will look great, but some of the maybe bronze or the golds are gonna look really nice. So we'll toy with that. We got a little bit of time, because this is probably about a halfway point of the progress report based on what you can see, and it's going quick.
It's been 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and the first week and a half was basically just personal property removal. So if we didn't have to deal with that, we'd only be 2.5, 3 weeks in.
Right.
And what you guys should all also be aware of, and I think we should talk about, is this is also a flip. right? And so we are budget conscious. And although these warmer tones are gonna cost more money overall, we believe that this slight extra investment will result in a higher price point, but we also don't wanna over upgrade because there's a cap in this neighborhood, right?
There's a cap in the neighborhood, and there's a cap in the area of where we are as well. And you know, there's going to be an appraisal done on the property most likely, and we don't want it to run into that issue. So again, that's something to be conscious of as well. If you're you never want to overdo it, and that's something that we know, and then also, you know, the partner Jesse we're working with on this is like, you don't want to overdo it as far as your luxury upgrades, because you're going to be wasting money because you can't get a price that you want. And even if you do get an astronomical price, you might get hindered by the appraisal.
Unless it's a cash buyer, we might get hindered. But we also don't want to do the opposite, which is like somebody walks in and goes, oh, this is clearly a flip and it looks junky, and they just kind of rinsed and repeated, right? So we're really looking for that fine line, that happy medium, where we're investing a good amount of money to put out a really high quality product, so it doesn't look cheap, but we also don't want to over upgrade and then get stuck losing money because we spend too much money on a product that really the neighborhood can't support.
Yeah, especially with a product like this where a lot of the work is being done behind the walls and on the floors and things that you're not going to see. That's a big cost that we're dealing with. So the finishes and the cosmetic work, you want to make sure you keep the cost down. So.
Yeah, and one more thing to add, and we talked about this a little bit, is we are going to have an upgrades list because as real estate agents, our job is to justify the highest and best price for our clients. And so when buyers come in and they can't see the money that we're investing in insulation, in windows, all these things, giving them this detailed list of like, hey, here's what was done from start to finish is gonna show them, hey, we're buying something that's really high quality. So we're acting as investors, we're acting as the remodelers, we're acting as the designers, but we're also acting as the agents. And that's what's so exciting about this project, is it's really forcing us to grow in areas that we really haven't had a lot of experience in.
But hats off to the crew so far. They're killing it. They're just moving at light speed for what this project is. The rest of the property, we could take a quick spin to.
Yeah, let's go take a look upstairs. We're not going to show you the landscaping yet. It's still very raw out there. And you know, obviously we're going to be doing a lot of exterior work as well. But that's still under construction. We have a basic raw exterior patio that we're going to be working on. So by the time we get to our last and final video when the product is ready, we'll show you what we did for landscaping too. But today is just really what's going on inside. Obviously up here, there's still a lot more work to be done.
Yeah, it's still pretty raw up here. They're still ripping out insulation. Obviously you can see drywall. Everything is down to the studs. Almost everything's ripped out that needs to be ripped out, but they are going to still be doing insulation work out here, replacing insulation, replacing drywall. You know, again, the behind the scenes on this one, the stuff that you don't see is the big ticket item, I think, for the most part, because again, this product was in shambles when we got it.
Oh, we couldn't even see anything, right? And now that I'm here and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, you know what? It'd be cool if we had like maybe a little niche here where you can have like a little workstation or a desk, right? Or something. Let me show you guys this. When this was built by the builder, this bathtub and shower was one of those one-piece fiberglasses, and they ripped it out. We put a tub, and this is all custom tile work in here. And they're doing the same thing in the primary, where they're making a stand-up shower and a standalone tub, which is not what the builder did. So the goal here is to, again, upgrade this property to where when the buyer walks in, it feels luxurious to them, but not spend so much money to where they're like, hey, this price just doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah, and then, you know, the master, we still got quite a work to do here in this area. They are still ripping up some of the flooring. Obviously, you can see windows and everything is gonna be redone here. And this plumbing is starting to happen. They're starting to set things up for the standalone shower in here as well.
Yeah, so this is all custom tile work in here versus that 4x4 white ceramic tile that those builders use.
So, I mean, at this point, I'd say we're right in the middle. We're halfway. And maybe a couple more weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we're gonna be talking about staging, and we're gonna be talking about landscaping and showing you guys the finished product of this place.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for following along with us as we showed you the progress of our flip.
Yeah, I mean, the next one that you see of this series is gonna be the grand unveiling of this finished product and all the work that has finally come to fruition. So stay tuned for the next episode of this Anaheim flip project we're working on.